brave seller. Sell through psychology.
Professional psychological sales training, brave seller. Today we are going to discuss about the hedonic motivation and the storytelling, third party storytelling in psychology of selling. We are all known about, there are a lot of questions regarding what kind of matters, motivates in purchase decision of the customers. We are pretty sure about there are many of the customers, they are very keen to know about the curiosity behind the product. So if you just look at on like luxury segments, or if it is an education segment, we can see if it is a students, they are very curious to know about the result of the education, maybe the course. And the same time, if a customer they would like to buy a car, the customer would like to know about what would be the presence of this car in the road, on the road. So there are so much of curiosity among the customers already exist. So here, when we speak about the storytelling, like the third party storytelling, it's not like you reveal, as you are a seller, you reveal that the last month there is X, a customer who took your product. It's not the storytelling. Storytelling means you are revealing what exactly the third party means, their experience, the experience, not buying the product. After the buying, what was the experience, who shared to you. This is exactly the storytelling impact. I just would like to tell you how it is impacting our brain functions. You have to know, as you are a sales trainer, as you are a the salesman, you have to know about how it is impacting on our brain. The first thing is that it is actually bypassing the normal functions of the brain. If you speak about some analysis, some percentage, some discounts, the price, the quantity and quality and durability, you can see that the customers are more attracted onto the story what you are telling, because your right side of the brain, it's mostly connected into the emotions. So if you can give the tips regarding the emotions when you do the conversation, like in story, you can see there is an emotions and there is a curiosity, there may be a kind of eagerness you can create when you tell the story to the customer. So I'll just to tell you one example. It was actually the real example, I could say. When I gone to one of the car, it's a luxury car dealer. When I gone for the purchase of the car with my friend, he was asking some questions, but the salesperson who has given only the realistical answers. There was no kind of stories like any of the celebrity who bought the premium car, or any of the the society leaders who bought the car. So there was no kind of a storytelling. So it's something the traditional way you are selling your product. So the traditional way of selling product will not be much more influential, or you cannot close the deal quickly. This is one of the problem. And what do you mean by hedonic motivation? The hedonic motivation means you are creating eagerness and curiosity, the mind of your prospect, means mind of the customers. So how can you do it? You can do it in different ways. The first thing is that when you tell the story, it will not be like preset, and it will not be like just fabricating. It should not feel like that. You should have the IDP. Every story what you tell to the customers, you should have a brief introduction. Introduction in the sense like you are setting a scenario to talk about the story. And the second one is that the dialogue. What you tell, the dialogue should not be like negative. It should be very much of positive dialogues. And the words you have to use in a proper way. IDP means introduction and dialogue and positive words you have to properly placed when you do the conversation. And the other one is called POP, and POP means piece of personal. You cannot simply start by telling stories. When you are a customer who comes to the shop, you have to have a proper rapport building exercise, empathetic move. Then you can start with asking some background information about your customers. Once it slip into the involvement in your discussions, you can start with the POP. Piece of personal, you are asking some of the details about your customers, like maybe the family, maybe when did you come to this area, like your location and how long you are here. You can ask those kind of questions to connect with your customers. Another one is that you can go for PCP. What do you mean by PCP? PCP means you have to tell the story in precise You cannot speak like maybe half an hour time a story. It has to be very content rich. So that is precise and clear, a clear cut information you have to give it. Then at the same time, PCP means you have to give the pause. When you speak the story, you have to give the pause and understand whether your customers are interested in your sales communication. So you try to understand every single sale should be connected into hedonic and storytelling. So you're bypassing the normal thinking pattern of your customers and you're injecting the real knowledge behind psychology of selling. Thank you very much for today's session. If you like the video, comment, subscribe and share. Thank you very much. Shyju Puthiya Veettil.